what we have to do is we have to create a Kubernetes cluster. Once we create the cluster, we are going to create different types of objects, different types of services. Create a Kubernetes cluster. So how we are going to create is we have a set of instructions to follow. Create the Kubernetes cluster. So what we are going to do is we are not going to use a separate nodes for separate servers. Okay, we are not going to use a separate servers for separate worker nodes. We are going to use a K3D. Okay, so we have to follow these instructions, and through K3D we are going to create a virtual cluster. Okay, we are not going to create like a physical cluster. We'll create one virtual cluster. Virtual cluster means we are going to take one instance. So here we need instance like a T2 medium. T2 micro will not work for Kubernetes. So we have to create a T2 medium instance. So on top of the T2 medium instance, we have to install K3D. So K3D is it will create a virtual cluster, and we have to define how many master nodes we need, how many worker nodes we need. All these things we have to define with the K3D. Okay. So we try to create the cluster. We have to follow these instructions. I will upload this document, try to create the cluster from your end also, but we need T2 medium server. T2 micro, T2 micro will not work. So try to launch one instance in Kubernetes one. It is type of the operating system, that is AMI, is Ubuntu AMI, and instance type we have to take T2 medium. T2 micro will not work here. Select T2 medium. We need a minimum 2 millicore CPU, 2 gigabyte memory. What is the key pair we are using? 3107, right? Key pair is 3107. Is the key pair we are using. So try to launch the instance. Now go to the instances. So connect to the instance. Now login as root. Now you have to follow these instructions. So apt-get update. Update. And apt install docker.io. So we need a container runtime, right? We're trying to install Docker. So apt-get install docker.io. And this, so we have to install K3D. So use this. preparing to install K3D, K3D install. Okay, so we can get a K3D. Now execute this command. So we install the kubectl. Okay, so we need kubectl, right? Kubectl is the CLI, right? We need kubectl. Install kubectl and give executable permissions to kubectl. Give executable permissions to kubectl. For this, so move this kubectl to this particular location. And now check the kubectl version. So we installed kubectl with the version of the kubectl. So this is the kubectl version we have. v1.31.1. Okay. Now you can get the more information about the K3D. K3D hyphen help. So these are the commands we can use with the K3D. Okay. So K3 is a wrapped CLI that helps you to easily create a Kubernetes cluster inside the Docker. Okay. So now this is the K3D command. We have to give what are the different commands we have. So, every command we has to start with K3D, K3D cluster, K3D help, K3D image, K3D node. So like that, we can use different commands with the K3D. Okay. So K3D is available. Now try to create the K3D cluster. So to create the K3D cluster, the command is K3D cluster create. And cluster name we have to give. So once we created a cluster, we can get the cluster info by using kubectl cluster info. Okay. And to check the number of clusters we have, we can use a K3D cluster list. Okay. So K3D node list. So these commands we can give. Okay. And to create multi-node cluster, this is we are going to create multi-node cluster. So here K3D cluster create cluster name we have to give, and number of agents we have to define. Number of agents are nothing but worker nodes. Number of servers are nothing but manager nodes. Okay, these things we have to define. So try to create a K3D cluster. So this is the command we have to use. K3D cluster create. So K3D cluster create. Okay. So we have to give cluster name. K3D cluster create. Cluster name is I'm giving sorry, cluster one. Okay. So this is the cluster name I will give. So cluster name and agents and servers we have to define. So agents. So agents are nothing but worker nodes. I need two agents and okay, we have to define agents and servers. I'm going to have only one server. One manager node is sufficient. Okay. Servers. Okay. So we define agents equal to 2, servers equal to 1. We can define agents equal to 3 also. So try to change agents equal to 3. Means I need a 3 worker nodes. Okay. So that is up to us. So try to create this. The syntax error we got, right? The cluster and since we got some uses K3D cluster create name flags agents. Agents you that are free. Okay. Add syntax. Okay. So now cluster is getting created. You see, nodes are created. It is creating the nodes. K3D SFD cluster 1, server 0, okay? Then agent 1, agent 0, agent 2. So these nodes it is creating. So once we have cluster, so K3D, we can use this. Once we create the cluster, we use UCTL clustering. Okay. UCTL clustering. Try to use this. Okay. So UCTL cluster info. You see, this is the information. Okay, keywords control plane is running on. This is the HTTP. Okay, okay, and the core DNS matrix or all these details we are getting. Okay, so we created a Kubernetes cluster and take kubectl is a CLI, right? Kubectl node ls. Take this node ls. My node ls. Node list. K3D node list. K3D node ls. So these are the nodes. Okay. So in our cluster, these are the nodes. We created a Kubernetes cluster with these nodes. So out of these nodes, now server 0, this is the manager node. We have agent 0, agent 1, agent 2. These are the worker nodes we have. Okay. And by default, one load balancer will be created for every cluster. Whenever we create a Kubernetes cluster, by default, one load balancer will be available. Okay. Thanks for watching this video. For more videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this video. For more videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel.